Dear ACCA candidates, today I'll discuss about some top tips which is which are really important for passing APM. You know, APM paper is really technical, very strategic paper. It is an advanced level paper, so you should be very strategic in your exam hall. If you cannot perform expected to the expected level, then you are not going to pass APM, because you can, if you check the last 10 years ACCA pass rate, you will see the lowest pass rate is in APM. So why? Is the paper is too tough? No, the paper is not that tough, but most of the students do not understand, and they are not able to communicate. So the biggest one by a long way, which is repeated again and again in the examiner's report, is exam technique. The biggest issue students have an inability to communicate clearly with the marker. It's a bit of game to play with marker. It shouldn't be like that, but that's the way it is. So I recommend you to read the other people's answer and see how easy it is to get a message to what they are trying to say, and turn your answers easy to mark for the marker. And second tip is to always make sure you use a scenario. This is an advanced level paper. I have mentioned it earlier, so you are not going to get many marks for pointing out facts or repeating things that are told to you in the scenario. You'll get very little marks for just repeating something that you have memorized from textbook. You have to relate everything, each and everything, with the scenario. You have to read the scenario very well, and what you need to do is to talk about the consequences of those things, the implications of those things that are mentioned in the scenario. If you are talking about building block model, or if you are talking about performance pyramid, you have to relate performance pyramid with the scenario. You have to relate building block model with the scenario. You have to relate BCG matrix with the scenario. So this is really important. And most importantly, your exams are not for checking your English ability. So English skills is not that much important. Remember, it's an international qualification, so non-English speaking people are many in numbers in ACCA, and they are doing good because language is not a big factor here. So don't get scared about English. And easy, simple sentences. You don't need to write something really critical. Examiners don't expect you to show your English skills. All you have to show is your APM skill, and try to add some value to the organization that is mentioned in the scenario. If you are talking about Colmog, if you are talking about BLA, if you are talking about Iron Chicken, these are the questions, right? So these are the company name. So these are the organizations. So you should say something, you should write something that will add value to the customers, to the organizations. That will add value to the organization. Why organization will hire you? To add some value to their organization, right? So organizations or top management will only like you if you can add some value to their organization, and give the marker an option to give you some marks. When they are reading your points, they should understand that you wrote something that is really crucial for the organization. Then they will be bound to give you marks. Finally, time management. There will be some numbers in the exams, but the numbers often don't attract many marks. They are a starting point for your discussion. So get through those numbers as quickly as you can, and give yourself plenty of time on the discussion, because that's where all the marks are. So the discussions, if I want to summarize my discussions, then the top tips are: try to use the scenario as much as you can, and avoid repeating things, and try to write using easy sentences and ignore long sentences, and don't write unnecessary things again and again in different way. Like you're telling that a building block is very important, and after a while you're saying that this is very crucial. These are really repeating things. So don't do all this, and try to add some value to the organization. And the rest points are regarding numbers. Those figures, those numerical figures are not that much helpful for getting you a good pass. So if you want to get 50 marks, then you have to avoid these numbers Just use them for discussion. Don't get stick to those numbers. And most importantly, you don't need to get country highest, you don't need to get world highest marks. You just need a pass. Study for gathering knowledge and write for getting marks. So don't write anything that will not add any marks to your paper. So keep in your mind, very important crucial line I'll say right now: 50 good lines are enough for getting 50 marks. You got a marginal 50, try to ensure 50. That 50 will give you a big pass. That's all. You are happy, I'm also happy. Good luck.